Welcome back to Jersey Matters. I'm Larry Menti. Preparing the leaders of tomorrow today. That's what this next organization you're about to hear about does. Justin Braz is the chapter director, and Katie Brennan is the deputy chapter director of the New Jersey New Leaders Council. And I guess, thanks for being here, first of all. I guess the obvious question is, what is the New Leaders Council?
The New Leaders Council is here to train the next generation of progressives in this state. And when we talk about progressives, right, and who we are, this is a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization that is really focused on building civic leaders and leadership in our communities, in our counties, and within the state. And more important than that is we try to bridge the gap between various different geographies in the state, as well as various different career sectors. What we want to do is we want to build a real, authentic network of a support system. So when we give our fellows the skills that they need to make changes in their communities, that they have a real support system around them to really push forward the issues that matter in our communities.
It's very difficult to be nonpartisan. You know, when I hear that term, I always go, well, really? Because, I mean, in the title, as I was reading about it, it says progressive and it's political. And so how do you maintain nonpartisanship when you have those two words in your description?
So political is civic. Everything that we do in our society, any issue that you care about, has something to do with policy. And how does policy get made? Policy gets made by being active in your community, by being advocates for the change that you want to see happen. And when you talk about progressive, the way that we define progressive here in New Jersey is open-minded, pragmatic, and inclusive.
So progressive isn't the euphemism for liberal?
It is not.
The way you use it?
The way that we determine.
And how do you do this?
How do we do this? Yeah. The real core, the real bread and butter of New Leaders Council is a 5-month training program. So we take 5 months, 10 days, and we bring in these people, just like Justin said, as representative as New Jersey, you know, we from all sectors, all backgrounds, all experiences, and we give them those hard skills, whether it's communications, fundraising, management, and mentorship, to really provide a positive platform for them to launch to that next level and be the change makers in their communities.
And I want to touch on something real quick, if that's okay, Katie said about mentorship. One of the things that we find is that there are a lot of folks who are just starting off their career who desperately need mentorship. And mentorship to help them take the next step, get advice, what the proper path is to follow. And we also find out that people who are experienced in the careers desperately want to mentor someone. The problem is that there's a huge disconnect. Young people don't know how to ask or who to ask to be proper mentors, and people who are experienced in their careers have never been asked. And part of the main part of our program is pairing our fellows with mentors in their given field, because we really want to bridge that gap between generations as best as we can.
How do people get involved in this?
People get involved by applying to the organization. So every fall we open applications. You submit a resume, a couple questions about what it means to be a progressive leader. We hold interviews in the winter, and by January we kick off our Fellowship Institute.
Oh, you hold interviews, so you have to be accepted into this program.
It is a competitive program. Last year we had over 140 applicants, and we're able to take about 20 each year. It's important to us that it is an intimate environment where people can get to know one another, because it is the network that makes this strong. It is the opportunity to challenge one another and then really feel tapped into the family and the broader community.
And where do you get your money? Who funds this?
We fundraise. We solicit, you know, part of our organization is really relies on grassroots money. Every year we have a fellows fundraiser, so part of the exercise for our fellowship class is to put together a fundraiser, a small dollar ticket, to make sure that they pay it forward for the next year's class.
Because this is free, by the way.
And that's something that we really want to touch on, is that our generation is burdened with tremendous amount of student loan debt. And a lot of times, what's stopping someone from taking that next step and further in their education or either further in their career development is the fact that they can't afford it. And we're really proud for the fact that we offer this training free of charge. And part of that is since we're a 501c3, we solicit donations from all different types of sources, but our main fundraising source comes from our current year's fellows who get the mission,
The more successful they are, the more successful you are.
And want to offer the same opportunity that they've received to next year's class.
Did we get the website or how they can contact you?
nj.newleaderscouncil.org. You can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
It's wonderful that you're building the future that way, and it's not just individual, but all part of a community. I think it's a great idea. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having us, and we look forward to being back again.
Justin Braz, Chapter Director, and Katie Brennan, Deputy Chapter Director of the New Jersey New Leaders Council. When we come back, the FBI put on an explosive demonstration in New Jersey, all in an effort to fight terrorism. We'll show you and we'll explain when Jersey Matters continues.